us, you want to be sharper, stronger, together. They're the lines. Sharper, where are you digging into? What do consumers want apart from, well, the legendary Uncrustables, which you can't get hold of anywhere?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. We went into the, pre-pandemic, we've been coming at this thing from a position of strength. We knew that in order to continue to grow for the future, that we had to make some fundamental changes to our business. It starts with leading in the best categories. So if you think about the categories we're in, pet, coffee, and peanut butter and jelly, we're well positioned. All three categories are solid categories. But in order for us to win, we have to continue to look at our portfolio. So 2 divestitures that we announced recently, one is complete. That's Crisco, Natural Balance Pet Food. So ensuring that we refine our portfolio so that we can focus the resources on those areas that we know are going to deliver the most growth.
When you talk about growth here, Mark, is there a general sense here that the way people are buying products now, particularly food products, grocery products, a lot of that has moved into the online space. Have you thought about at all maybe taking a little bit more of a direct-to-consumer approach, or is that just not how JM Smucker wants to operate?
Well, direct-to-consumer for us is relatively small, and we are testing that. But there's no question that the pandemic has driven significant shifts in consumer behavior. First, in terms of what people are consuming at home, obviously more of it, but the habits themselves, the way they brew coffee, for example, is just one way that those habits are changing, and they are buying more online. So there is a shift. Our business in the last quarter online grew about 45%, and we continue to see that shift. Our categories are well positioned there. Both pet and coffee, are growing significantly online. So we think we can win in all of those channels.
Mark, you mentioned the divestiture of your premium pet food business, Natural Balance. Interesting, though, pet food seems to be recession-proof, perhaps maybe even growing in 2020 with the pandemic. We're all at home really wanting our pets to be better and better. Why get rid of that business?
Well, that business fundamentally it's a good brand. We have other assets that play in the premium space. It was a brand that was not delivering the same profitability as the rest of our portfolio. And given that our focus is on some of our other brands in dog, so Rachel Ray Nutrish, we are the leader in pet snacks, so ensuring that we can continue to lead in pet snacks. And then our cat business is frankly on fire. So focusing on those 3 segments, those 3 legs of the stool is really key to the success in our pet business. And again, at the end of the day, it's simply about focus and which brands get the resources.
You're speaking to Taylor, who is the right person to be speaking to about cat markets being on fire. I'm interested, Mark, about supply chain, because we just heard from Campbell Company yesterday saying, look, they're worried about their cookie supply chain. We're all at home eating more cookies. I sort of joked about Uncrustables. I mean, this isn't a part of the business that has had supply chain issues. You're building entire new facilities to produce them to match demand. But how is supply chain right now amid COVID? Well,
the supply chain in general is stretched. We have been very fortunate in managing our supply chain, 24/7, looking at the various steps throughout the supply chain, leading all the way from the farm to table. We have been successful in managing it for the most part, ensuring that our products do get to the end consumer. Uncrustables specifically, we did build a brand new facility in Colorado outside of Denver, and it is basically, we're making over 3 million sandwiches a day. And going into the pandemic, we were meeting demand. Clearly, there's obviously been a spike. Yeah. We're still growing that business double digit, and we've accelerated the future investments to ensure that we can keep up. It's going to take us a little time to catch up, but accelerating those investments in the equipment and the plant is going to help.